We got that Poppa thing. 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 Here we are. Oh,
Let's get it started.
He is. Do I still remember how to put the music on? I hope so. Here we are going, and here we go. Greetings, welcome to the Poppa Pank podcast. I am Jamie Clark Owens, and this is my friend and my co-host,
Justin Jane.
There's a lot of gray in the world. We think it needs a little more Pank. A Poppa Pank. We are Philly-based, multi-hyphenated, and award-winning actors taking on all things arts and culture in this joyful, ever-playful variety podcast. You are listening to our theme song composed by Jordan McCree, member of the band Still Do. We welcome you, Pank Poppas, both old and new. Please rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. We appreciate y'all. Let's get it started.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays from us at Poppa Pank to you and 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 you. We are opening up the podcast for the first time today, not only to our regulars who listen to us wherever you download your podcasts, but we are live today on Facebook and YouTube and are joined by audiences on Twitter as well. So big shout outs and love to all of you out there in the live audience, and hello to our podcast listeners in your cars or doing your dishes or going on that walk, whatever you're doing. So it has been a busy fall out here for both Jaylene and I, with blessings around every corner. So it has been a minute since we've streamed into your yards, but here we are in Motown, Philly, back again, doing a little East Coast swing. Today's episode is going to be a big catch-up for Jaylene and I. Plus, we are plugging some Philly arts and culture this holiday season.
Yes. It feels so good to be back. We haven't seen y'all since early October. So how you doing, Pank Poppas? Y'all all right? Let us know in the comments. We definitely missed you all. Justin and I have been out and about on the scene. And one of the scenes that I have been on is the poetry scene. Mm-hmm. And our guest tonight is making big waves in the spoken word poetry space, okay, Mr. Louis Marrero. So I am so excited to talk with him in just a bit. But first, Justin, you already know what time it is.
You don't have to tell me twice.
I ain't got to tell you twice. Get your drink so we can get your glass so we can clap.
It's time for that. Poppa drink.
Poppa drink.
Poppa drink.
Poppa drink.
Poppa drink. And cheers. And cheers. Arriba, abajo, al centro, pa dentro, jingle masacada, mabuhay, well. It's getting longer and longer. Hey, Pank Poppas, what are you drinking out there tonight, and why? Alcohol and non are welcome here. Let us know in the chat. And while you're letting us know, Jaylene, what are you drinking tonight?
Side note, I have my glass, okay, but here it is. But I need the long glass because today, once again, I am enjoying some bubble tea, okay? But this time, it's a brown sugar, dairy-free eggnog bubble tea, okay? So last time I was here, I was drinking the make at home bubble tea from Trader Joe's. Mm-hmm. So I'm doing that again. Only this time I've added their oat milk eggnog to the mix. I still use their brown sugar oat creamer. And then, they got the little bubbles at the bottom. So, I feel like at this point, Trader Joe's, TJ's, y'all should just sponsor the podcast. I'm just,
I'm telling you, we've plugged
Trader.
We have plugged more Trader Joe's than any other item on this podcast. That's for sure.
Exactly. So, okay. What are you having as your Poppa drink?
Exactly. So while you're drinking that bougie stuff, I have bottom shelf from the liquor store eggnog. You know when you enter the liquor store and there's just like a cardboard like somebody's ripped open a cardboard box and they put like $8.99 and crossed it out and it's like $6.99. That's what I'm drinking. Actually think this is called Old New England eggnog. Like they couldn't even decide if it's old or new. It's eggnog. They're going to buy it. So I'm drinking one of these. I am also 100% guaranteed to have a tummy ache. If not in the next few minutes, definitely by tomorrow morning for my 10 a.m. performance. Do I care? No, it's the holidays. And with that, my friends, that's how I stay tickled Pank.
Oh, but we got to find out what's tickling our Pank Poppers Pank with their drinks for a second. What are y'all having out there? So EJ is ready for holiday markets and lots of mulled wine. Almost pink. There you go. And she also wondered if I was having coquito. I am not that, although it is about that time. So
Marie Canales.
Hello. Our Pank Papa Paul pointed out the Pank's a little rusty. I messed up on the song and in the arriba abajo. It was a mess. But you know, we're here. We were gone for a little while. Mama Pat is having just a little red wine.
Just a little one.
And also Paul is having a little red wine too. And what did my papa drink? My papa drank some pina colada. You see what I did there? Because that's my dad. So, okay. That's it. That has me so tickled, Pank.
Well, what is Tickle Pank?
Well, Tickle Pank is where we usually talk about something that has recently been bringing us joy. And it's a bit of a catch up for Justin and I. So, yeah, Justin, what has you tickled, Pank?
All right, I'm going to chat about the Panto Alice in Wonderland at People's Light at the end of this episode, but I definitely want to shout out WHYY and the good folks at Big Howl Productions for their awesome work and including both of us in Albie's Elevator season 1, which we both just finished filming as series regulars. Now, the show won't be out until maybe fall of next year, but you all will definitely be hearing about it once it's public and on PBS. I learned so much about TV and acting for the camera and puppetry and the joy of doing it all. So there will be more soon. But let's talk first about Panksgiving this year. I was definitely grateful to my BFF here, Jaylene, for going on that journey with me, as well as the delicious Thanksgiving I had with family and all the playing of games. I brought pork adobo and coconut rice, which is a little left of center for the traditional American Thanksgiving, but that had me all kinds of tickle Pank. And I also, of course, watched the dog show after the Macy's parade. And I just want to say congratulations, Winston, the Boston Terrier. No, wait, what is it? What is he? Well, congratulations, Winston. I'm not going to try to miss species you, miss whatever that would be. Jaylene, what has had you tickle Pank for Thanksgiving?
First of all, just because we have some new Pank Papas here, you said you brought pork adobo and coconut rice. Yes. Why that?
Well, I don't know what's happening in this live audience. My camera keeps going You're
like in and out.
It's like a zoom in and out.
What's going on?
That's how the original Zoom was birthed. Cameras just started going closer to your face. And they're like, what's happening? And then they said, Zoom. And then millions of dollars later. But we're on StreamYard. Sorry. I don't know what's happening with my camera.
I don't know.
But something's happening. Sometimes you get a close-up. Sometimes you don't. Pork adobo, my friends. This is different than some of the Latin culture adobos. Those have different spices. Filipino adobo is based on soy sauce, vinegar, and bay leaves. Peppercorns, it's like a stewed meats. Think pork, think chicken, think simmering for a long time, think fatty, think delicious, unctuous, getting that little tang, all of that. And then you serve it on rice, okay?
Oh, well, that certainly has me tickled, Pank, because that sounds good. Other things that have been tickling me, Pank, I was definitely tickled, Pank, for Justin and I, as he said, we wrapped Albie's Elevator, which was amazing. I'm just still in amazement that we both booked a show, a TV show, and we didn't even know that we had booked it when we did. I happened to tell Justin about it, and he was like, wait, I'm also in that. So listen, I'm still so very tickled pink about that. And then in terms of Panksgiving, the tickledness just continued right through the holiday. I got to spend time with my family in Harlem. And as per usual, I made the mac and cheese. All the food was great. We played culture tags, which you Pank Poppas, y'all know about culture tags because we have played it on the show. And it was just all around a great time.
Well, all of that news is absolutely popping. And speaking of popping, I think it's about that time for the segment you've all been waiting for. Pop in with Poppa Pank. So we here at Poppa Pank love this interview segment. And this is our chance to catch up with some of our industry friends and share with our audiences a little bit about their processes and personal stories as professional artists. This is where you've seen us hang out with folks like James Imes, David Diggs, Robin Hood, Tasha Marie Canales, Mama Pat out there, and a host of other film, TV, stage, and music artists.
So we are so excited to welcome our special guest, Louis Marrero. Let me get into the bio first. Okay. Louis Marrero is a father first.
Amen. Me too.
And is also the founder and visionary of Voices in Power, a national poetry open mic experience. Louis has spent the last decade building a community that continues to showcase not just the talent of artists, primarily poets, but also how impactful artists and their art really are when they find where their purpose and their passion collide. Over the years, Louis has had the privilege to partner with companies like Comcast, Philadelphia Inquirer, Visit Philly, Foot Locker, Red Bull, and Puma, just to name a few. Louis's heart is to continue to build and make space for community to feel like family and allow the love felt to do what it does to each person present. Please show some love as Justin brings in and we welcome Louis Marrero.
Yeah. Pew, 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 pew. Louis, welcome to Poppa Pank.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Y'all have so much energy. I'm sitting here just like cracking up, laughing at y'all. Justin, you are a funny person.
Well, thank you. We are so happy that you're joining us tonight. How are you doing otherwise? And do you have a Poppa drink you're sharing with us tonight?
I'm doing great. I feel good. Yeah, I'm excited to have this conversation. And I feel like my drink might be a little bit stronger than yours.
Oh, what do you got? What do you have?
So I just have some coconut 1800 tequila.
Yeah.
With some Minute Maid mango punch.
Yes. You're speaking my college language there.
You're speaking my current language.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Louis, we are going to ask you a few questions, and then because we're all about the shenanigans on this show, we're going to play some games with you. Meanwhile, Pank Poppa's out there in our live audience. If you have questions, drop them in the comments, and we'll do our best to get some of them answered.
All right, now. So, first question. This is a 3-part question, so feel free to just rattle off the answers. Where did you grow up? Where your people from? And what's your favorite or one of your favorite foods?
I grew up in Philadelphia, born and raised here, moved around when I was an adult. My people are from Puerto Rico.
Hey.
And you said one of my favorite foods?
You know, because some people, listen, I ask people what's their favorite food. And then I didn't have one. It's too many. So I'm like, okay, so then one of, if it's more than one.
It is too many. I'm gonna pick 2 of my favorite cuisines.
Ooh, okay.
So it'll be Thai and Indian.
Yes.
Love those. Love those.
Okay, so Louis, for those of us that may be unfamiliar, what exactly is Voices of Power? Can you
Voices in Power,
Voices
Justin?
in Power. I'm sorry.
That's what I heard.
I know. Voices in Power. VIP.
So Voices in Power is, you know, at the very surface of it, an open mic. And we like to dive a little bit deeper when you attend, so it feels more of a life-changing event that kind of just unfolds each time you attend. So it's a community of poetry and poetry lovers, and maybe even people that just enjoy the hype of things in attendance as well. But we just all come together and we try to highlight different art forms and different creatives in the tri-state area, with music and an open mic list and food vendors and desserts and just games and dancing and just all the energy you guys have here, just like, in a room.
That's word. I love that because it sounds like the open mics that I've been to are mainly comedy ones, but those are usually really laborious. Like you sign up, you sit at your table, you sweat, nobody's doing anything. But what you're describing sounds more like an event. Like you can participate or you can just be a person attending this thing. There's lots of other things that people can do. Would you say that's pretty accurate?
Yeah, I'll say it's pretty accurate. We almost try to force everyone to like engage more than just kind of being a spectator. But we feel like that's our superpower to, just get people connected and kind of out of their shell a little bit.
That's great.
Yes. Well, speaking of out of the shell, so when I do open mics at the Wilma, I have a lot of people who are interested in poetry but don't really consider themselves a poet, or they've never performed at an open mic, so they're like afraid to sign up. So what advice would you give to someone who wants to perform but feels like, they're not good enough or they're not experienced enough to hop on the mic?
Yeah, I've been experiencing this from so many poets and poets to be, probably my entire time in this kind of journey of poetry. And it always breaks my heart a little bit to hear like, hey, someone else, one person out of whatever, this thing that I like wrote from my heart, can you tell me if it's good enough? It's almost just like, it doesn't matter. So that'll be probably where I start. I always just try to say like, writing, especially in the poetic form, it's supposed to be something that you feel. It's not that you can't create to entertain, because we do that right at our open mics. But just like the when you write poetry, it comes from a different place, and I never want people to feel that they're not good enough because some random person couldn't relate to it or whatever the case is. So I always try to like get that out the way. You absolutely have to believe in yourself, because otherwise if you don't do good, then it'll crumble you and you won't be able to build yourself back up. Versus if you believe in yourself, it'll hit a little bit. You might have a little pieces of chip, but you'll be able to like really still move in it. And then I always say for new people, just practice in front of a mirror. I think it's one of the best practices that I've found. So that way you kind of get a visual sense of not just what people are experiencing, but using your own body language as a way to learn your words, to see if your body language is communicating well with your words and different things like that. So those would just be like a quick, it all starts with you though, at the end of the day, like it starts with you.
I love that. And can I also add that, being at Voices in Power, it is so easy to feel comfortable because the vibe is just, it's top tier. It's top tier vibes. Everyone is so supportive. Like from the second they call your name to come up to the stage, there is so much love shown to the performer. And then once you're on stage, no matter what's going on, the people in the audience are supporting you. So definitely you have fostered a community where even if you are nervous, once you get up there, the whole room embraces you. And I think that's indicative of your leadership. So kudos to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Louis, you mentioned your poetry journey. Where did that start? How did you become a spoken word poet artist yourself?
I was just an angry little boy. I like hated the world, thought my life was so bad, even though it so wasn't.
Hmm.
But I was just like one of those kids, and it's always that cliche teacher of some sort. It was Miss Brown, was my English teacher,
Okay.
and she just told me it was like National Poetry Month, so we were already in the process of like learning about poetry and writing. So she was just like encouraged. So a lot of my poetry started very early on. It was just very just like blah, all on the page. And then like I kind of put it down. Even though like she ended up getting submitted into a contest, I won. It got published in the book. It was on the first page, like all these little things. And not that I was like, all right, I'm the next, whoever poet, but it was like it felt good. But then I grew up in North Philly and we don't write poetry. So like I thought that my life would be going to the NBA. Like probably 8 out of 10 kids around the Wayfield. So it died for years because of other people. I'm like, I know I can't give this. And so I ran into my first young adult art community. And that's when the Art Institute in Center City, Philly was open. And I went there for an open mic. I wrote a poem on the way there about love and performed it like holding a piece of paper. And that was my first time ever performing. It was like December 2009. And the crowd was just like crazy. And it could have been like drunken other substance college kids that were just like hype. But that moment on the stage, and I was like, okay, I like this. And then it died again.
What?
I got onto like the adult open mic scene and started hitting all these places, 10, 11, 12, 13 years ago. And very different than a lot of the spaces that are here. But it was almost, there was an older generation kind of like gatekeeping and curating it. And I never could get on the list. Or when I did get on the list, I never really got shown respect on the mic. And it like crushed me. Oh. So then I stopped poetry again.
Wow.
Whoa.
And then I ended up moving to Vegas. And I ended up moving to Vegas when I was 20, maybe. And ran into some young kids that were my age that ran an open mic. And then I hung out with them throughout the year and a half that I was out there. And when I moved back, the next month I threw my first Voices in Power event.
Wow. That's awesome. And the fact that, you have Voices in Power and Jalen, you've got the open mic. You both are carving these spaces for people just like that, who might not feel like a part of that yet, or it's a calling, but it's not quite a career yet. And those 1, 2, 3 minutes at the mic can change their life forever. That's really wild. And I love that you cited Mrs. Brown, your teacher. It's always that one teacher, right?
Yeah.
That like gives you have like this little thing inside yourself, this little light, and somebody's like, I want to make that shine a little brighter. And then it's too bright for you in that moment, but then you're just like, oh wow. So also shout out to those teachers and mentors and like for both of you for carving out those spaces. So let's talk a little bit about Voices in Power now. The business, it's growing. It's every day. You have events in multiple states. You have over 350,000 on TikTok, almost 40K on Instagram, almost 7K on YouTube, over 22K on Twitter. That's a lot of followers, yo. What is it about spoken word poetry that is drawing people now and making them stay in? Why is this growing so much?
Yeah, I don't know. We're still trying to figure that out as well. For me, it's poetry has always been something that should have been receiving the love that it is today. It's not just our community in the poetry world that I see thriving. I think that we're just coming to a time where, because now we got all these younger people growing up and everybody wants to like be their own boss and they want to like, create when they want and how they want and where they want. And so now there's this like world generation kind of rising of just like people who are hungry to create and to be around creations of other creators, right? And I think that like poetry is now just starting to like become popular like trends do, like when bacon all of a sudden, even though bacon's been delicious,
Right.
like then all of a sudden, like everything had bacon, everything had avocado, you know what I mean? Like whatever. And just like all these trends, clothing, it all happens. And I'm hoping that this catches and then it like runs. But for us specifically, I mean the city thing was an idea of a way to celebrate our anniversary this April. And we honestly gave it 3 months. So we were like, we're gonna do it for 3 months so that if it's dead, I'm not like hurting too bad for too long. So we took that. Yeah, we just did it. It just kind of happened, and they all sold out. So in the month of April, we sold over 1,000 tickets across 4 different states. So it was just like to have that. It just was like, oh man, like we can do this. And in that moment, before our anniversary in April, because we just started TikTok in March. So since March is when we got that 350K.
That's wild, yo. That's amazing.
Wow.
But it shows that like, again, it's like I feel, you know, maybe not like in the first like 5 years of Voices in Power, it was just not ran well. My heart wasn't in the right place. Our culture kind of like fixed itself and still kind of consistent, but like I was running it for all the wrong reasons and all the wrong ways. But after that, I'm like, oh, we've been dope. The world is just noticing because social media just makes it easier, right? And I just think it just happened. I don't have no strategy in how the online thing happened. All I knew was, man, I have all this footage that I don't do anything with. Like on our Instagram page, all I did was post photos, which is cool, but it really wasn't able to communicate to people watching, like, what am I going to experience when I step in, right? Like, everybody wants to know, like, who coming before I give my yes, right? So it's kind of like that. Once we decided to do videos, I was like, man, we just gonna start a TikTok, right? I didn't even know how to work it. The first time I put a video up, I forget what it was, but I didn't know that I couldn't edit the caption after you post it on TikTok. So I just, like, it was whatever it had there, and I just posted because I'm like, I'm gonna come back later because we didn't have no followers. Like, I didn't have a bio and no photo or nothing. I do that, right? I go to an event that one of my Matt Capone was featured in, and that night, literally in like 7 hours, it's an intermission. I go to the back, I open my phone, and my TikTok got 6,000 new followers.
Wow.
Wild.
Like, what?
Wow.
Awesome.
From there, it was just, so we already had the footage. And the footage I think our quality is really good. I think so that I believe that plays a role as well. Video is our biggest investment monthly. Because we do, like, the performance recording, but then we also have somebody shooting a recap. And now we're getting those same positions in every city that we're going to. Because right now we've just kind of been coasting on what's happening in Philly, like in the online sphere. But yes, I mean, like, really, you have to, the business part, I think, happened because I started to catch, like, okay, so like people want to see this. It's just like different now than it was back then. So once that beginning thing hit, immediately chatted with my team, like, hey, we gotta keep on this. Like, how do we take what's happening and how do we capitalize? And that was and it happened right before we launched into our new city. We did that in April, and like the first month we gained like 10,000. Or no. In the first week we gained like 10,000 subscribers, and then like a month and a half in, we were already at like 50, 60K. And that was right before our expansion. So literally we did Austin and Houston in Texas. We had people coming from California, from Canada, from Louisiana, just like driving. There was someone that drove 8 hours to Austin because it was closer than like them seeing us in Philly like online because of TikTok. And then TikTok blew up our Twitter, it blew up our Instagram, it blew up our subscribers on YouTube. So it really just be consistent, right? Make sure you have quality documentation of what you're doing, and then just continue to post it, and eventually it's gonna catch.
I love that. Like, first, I love the growth. You know, you said in the beginning you weren't necessarily doing it for the right reasons, but once you like locked in on why you're doing it, then you started to have that growth. You started, the event itself started to grow even more. And then I think it's really key that you said, you know, you invest in that footage. Like, know what you need to invest in your business, because you know, you may think, oh, I need to put a lot of money into this area. But if that's not the area that's going to bring you the followers, bring you the engagement, then maybe you don't have to invest in that just quite yet. It sounds like what's really, really important right now is having that high quality footage. Let me tell y'all something. If you're not following Voices in Power, go do it and look at those videos. Look at the videos of the poets. They look amazing. And then look at the recaps. Like, I've seen on social media, I've seen you repost how people were like, yeah, I heard about Voices in Power, but it wasn't until I saw the recap that I was like, yes, I gotta check that out. Like, know what to invest in, work with the right people, because your videographers, they are on point. They are on freaking point. Okay, so Voices in Power, as you said, began in Philly, but it is now in the Bronx, in Camden, New Jersey, and Houston, Texas. So running a business in one location is hard enough. So what are 3 things that you feel have helped in you expanding outside of Philadelphia?
Yeah. Right. I only got 2 hands. That means realistically, I can only hold 2 things in my hands well. I mean, the more I add, the harder it is for me to hold it, the harder it is for me to care for it. I might drop it, it might break. And I say all of that to say the number one thing is to get a team. I did Voices in Power for a really long time by myself, and I had friends that would help, but it just wasn't the same as like what I have now, with like people knowing why they're here and just like with me in the back kind of forerunning it. It's always just been someone on site, but like having a team that's because again, running just Philly, and we do 2 in Philly, and running just Philly is a lot of work. So having us in multiple locations amplifies that work to a place where if I didn't have my team, I would crumble. And even transparently speaking, I just got off the phone with every team for each city today, because we ran into some problems with Voices in Power. It's like venues and stuff in all the cities that I'm supposed to be dropping flyers and event pages for tomorrow on December 1st. And I'm just like, if I didn't have my team, I'd have been in a corner crying, just like, what am I gonna do? Like, what am I gonna do? But because I have a team, I'm just like, okay, well, we about to kill this, and we're gonna learn from it, right? And like, we're gonna grow. So anyway, long story, team. The second thing is you got to be organized. I'm tapping into an administration part of me that I do not want. I don't want it. I don't want it next to me or anything. But like that saves my life. Like I'm color coding my spreadsheets. I'm in Google Docs connecting links and whatever. Like really, really, really getting organized. Anytime something is growing, like you just want to document everything. It makes it easier when you look back on. And that's being organized with like taxes, income, expenses, all of that kind of stuff. Tax season coming up, y'all.
That's right.
But yeah, so like the team, finding some type of system to stay organized.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third thing, I would just say is to never stop dreaming.
Mm.
Oh,
It's not like a practical. I mean, it is kind of practical, but sometimes like to certain people, like dreaming is like this lofty thing. Like, no, it's concrete, it's tangible. And I love that I never lose the drive to dream. And I think that that's very important for anything really to grow.
Yo, that's awesome. I just want to uplift all of those again. You know, we have a lot of young artists that listen to the podcast too, and it's like we get into this for the love of the art, and then at some point comes that admin brain, and you have to be organized, and you're hearing it here first from Lewis. And then this idea of a team is massive. So when you say team, are you talking like 2 other people? Are you talking like 15, 20 other people, 50 people? How many people are helping you behind the scenes?
Yeah. So in Philly, like my core team in Philly, there's 4 of us. No. See, it's hard. It's hard to say because like there's my core team, right? The people that handle a lot of like back end stuff with me. There's 4 of us. But in Philly, like, you know, I got my DJ who's a part of a lot of conversations, who's a part of a lot of things. Trinity, who works our door, she's not just a door person, she's our first impressions coordinator. So she's like in the mix helping us. So I would probably say, so there's probably like 10 in Philly.
Yep.
There's 4 of us, 4 in New York, and then there's 6 in Houston. And then I have some more like admin help behind the scene. That's probably like another 3 people. And then the 2 virtual hosts. So they part of the team as well.
Man, that's awesome. That's so awesome. And all of those people are also never stop dreaming with you. And I think that's huge. So I'm gonna ask you about what you have coming up in Voices Empowered 2023, but I want to toss it over to some of our live studio audience members that have questions for you. So this first one is coming from Mama Pat, and she asks, was there a person or an event that happened that inspired you to create this platform?
Mama Pat, yes. It was a mix of both. So like, I won't share any names because I'm not drinking tea. But there were, I think when I first got onto that scene as an adult and the open mic didn't treat me the way that I expected into stepping into a space that I thought would receive me well. Because it didn't, it crushed me, right? So that platform and person helped in 2 different ways. At that moment, the platform helped develop this hunger of like, no, I want everyone to feel love. I want everyone to feel welcome. I want everyone to feel safe. And not just, again, in a surface, lofty way, but like to your core. Like you come in here and you, for whatever reason, you just feel like you're going to be good, and you will be. So it created the platform that what I didn't experience was like, well, now I want everyone else to experience it like this. And then the person years later, once I already started Voices in Power, we had conversations around it, and I love that man. But we had conversations around like what that was for me. And then he would come to the event and be like, hey, Lewis, you can't do it like this, or you can't, because how Voices in Power is like everybody's respectable now and doing that. It wasn't like that when I first started. A lot of the times people were still just kind of talking. So it took a while for me to build the culture, but I built it in an aggressive way where I would yell at someone like, yo, you got to shut up, like from the mic. And I would never do that now. Yep. Now I just kind of like, hey, we about to have a little tough chat. I say what I need to say. Like, we got to keep our voices down. And I'm like, breathe in, breathe out, let it go. Cool. We're going to continue the night. So like my heart was always for the right reason, but it just looked very different on the surface. But like that platform and purpose. So eventually we ended up having conversations, and a lot of my conversations with him later on started to like, hey, maybe I do need to change it so that it isn't so harsh, because I can do this in another way. So they both definitely play two big parts in two different ways.
You know, I think so much of my creativity and drive come from adversity, from moments like this. It's
Hmm.
like it's both like a blessing and a curse. It's like, you
Yeah,
know, man, why did you have to do that to me? But also, thank you for doing that to me.
Yeah.
it's that that double-edged sword of being a creative.
Yeah.
Yep. So here's another quick one from another listener. This is from Paul. Do you work with young folks to help them find and share their voice? I think so. Paul's an educator, so maybe like you know, teenagers and younger.
Hey, Paul. Thanks for the question. My heart is for kids, for youth. Like, I love it. When we first started Voices in Power, very early on in the summer months, we would have two Voices in Power in the same day. So we'll have our usual 6 to 10, and then from 2 to 5, we'll have one for kids. And it was free for kids, and adults had to pay. And then like the person working the door was under 17 or under. The host was a kid. The DJ was a kid. All the performers were kids. So we used to do that in the summers. And then I was also in the school system teaching like writing and performance workshops for poets that were traveling to compete, like in DC and stuff like that. But that was very, very early on. And then like my personal life and then VIP was all over the place. And then, you know, just a couple years ago, we really started to like dive in and create more. And we just haven't touched the youth yet.
All right. Well, hopefully in the future. And
Yeah.
so speaking of future, what can we expect from you and VIP in 2023?
So all I can really say is, so I mean, same everything we doing, same current cities. We're launching new cities that we're excited about. They'll kind of be scattered throughout the year. One of the new cities is already known, is Miami. So we'll do another pop-up in Miami in April, in June, and then starting August will be their monthly. And then we got a couple other cities that will be launching as well. We'll be getting back into a lot more just community-focused events. Like we didn't get to do it this year. We'll do it again next year. We do like a Food for the Soul project around Thanksgiving, where we get all the people who attend our events. We go feed the homeless or those experiencing homelessness or drug addiction. We do like book drives and stuff like that. So we'll jump into a lot of our, because we have a nonprofit as well. So we'll jump into a lot more community, charity focused stuff, along with some, we're going to bring back an annual masquerade ball that we used to host around Valentine's Day. And that's for like all the people that like all my friends that love me but don't really care about poetry, so never come, but they always come to the party event. So we do it for them. But yeah, so we'll have a lot more just like hands-on stuff, both to serve the community, for us to have fun, and just different things like that.
I love that so very much. Well, we talk the talk. Can you walk the walk in the games? That's
Why do I feel so nervous about what's about to happen?
Because I was unnecessarily dramatic, is why.
It wouldn't be, you wouldn't. Dramatic is necessity to Jaylene Clark Owens. Let's get that straight.
This is the part of the episode where we let loose and we just play some fun games. No pressure at all. We're just gonna have some. I mean, maybe a little pressure. So the first game that we have, our first Pank game, is rapid fire questions.
Okay, so Lewis, this is just a warm up. So I've got 10 questions for you, rapid fire. You give me the first answer that comes to your mind. Okay, here we go.
Be with me in this moment. Good.
Here we go. What's the last snack you ate?
Fruit snacks.
Favorite Thanksgiving tradition?
Being around my family.
A new hobby you've picked up?
The newest one is probably plants. Being a plant dad.
Nice. A pet peeve of someone at the microphone?
Oh man, when I can see the spit. It's too much.
A person you can geek out about?
I can geek out about?
Yeah.
My son.
Oh,
Yes.
how old's your son? That's a side question.
He'll be 2 in 2 months.
Oh, yes. Okay. Recorded or live?
Live all the time.
A fun personal fact.
I sing and dance a lot when I'm by myself.
The movie or the book?
Depending on my mood, but right now I'm gonna say movie.
A favorite holiday song?
This Christmas.
A favorite ethnic dish?
Curry.
All right. A dream venue for VIP?
A dream venue for VIP?
Mm-hmm.
Like an already established venue?
Or made up.
Wait, what's the? I don't understand the question fully.
What's that?
I don't know if I understand the question fully.
Like, where's a dream venue? So, like, if you were like, we're gonna do VIP at Madison Square Garden, like that's
got you. Y'all getting some information y'all not supposed to have, but we looking. We're excited for the Met.
Oh, okay, we didn't hear it. We don't hear anything. Emotional poem or erotic poem?
I hate erotic poem. I'm going emotional.
Okay, the last question is something pink. Name something pink.
Pig.
All right. Yes. See, we're warmed up. We're ready for it. All right, Jaylene, take us into the next game.
Okay. So this next game is called Where I Left Off. And, you know, some people call it word association, but my friend Jackie and I, before YouTube and all of that, we came up with this game while we were driving cross country on the West Coast. So basically what happens, you sing a song, and whatever word you leave off on, the next person has to think of a song that has that word in it. Now, we're going to try to make it a holiday edition, but if you can't think of a holiday song with the word, just say any song and, you know, sing it. Okay. You don't have to sing it well. You can just say the words.
And we can just buzz in whenever you have it.
Right. Just jump on in. So since you said this Christmas, we'll start with that. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Me is the word. A song with me in it. A holiday one or not?
A holiday song with me.
I'm terrible at stuff like this. What I'm thinking.
What's Santa baby like a gift for me?
Yeah.
Santa baby just put the around of the tree for me.
There you go.
And I don't know these words as a thing.
And Pank Pop is in the audience. Y'all can help us out if you can. There's a 20-second delay, but you know, if you think of something.
Help me.
Tree for me. I don't know. So you're gonna have to back it up and do a different word. Tree.
Oh, because whatever it ends at.
Yes. So do you want to give us tree? Is that our word?
I was gonna go baby because Santa baby.
Yes. Great.
Baby.
Do do do. What's
I forget that first word.
Yup.
I will never find another lover sweeter than you. Sweeter than you. All right, what words should we stop on, Lewis?
You. And that's easy.
Come on, we should be able to think of a holiday song with you.
That's the thing. The second it's on you, you forget all the songs. I forget every song that was ever made by anyone ever.
As soon as we get off, I'm gonna sing everything.
You okay? Any song with you. And baby, it's you. The way you look. I shouldn't have did it.
Daily, I think we're going to the next game. We are fast forwarding to our last game. This is our last game. Okay, here we go. And then we'll do a freestyle.
Okay.
This next one is called Smush. All right, this is really simple. There's going to be 3 clues back to back to back that we're going to give, and each clue links to the next one. So for instance, if the answer was Boys to Men and Blackjack, the clues would be R&B band from the 90s, Men in Black, which is like a movie starring Will Smith about aliens, and then Blackjack is a card game you play at the casino. Once you have the whole answer, you lock it in. You say Boys to Men and Blackjack. So, and that's you can only answer once you have the whole thing together. You got it?
I think so.
This one's easier. This game's easier. And mine are all winter themed. Jaylene, what do you have?
Mine are all like open mic VIP themed.
Okay. And this is an all swim. So both Lewis and Jaylene.
Lewis?
I'm saying I'm still going to do terrible.
You will do better than you think.
It's going to be like Jovan and Mike. And I'm like, I don't know.
So both of the 2 people that are listening can play, and our audience out there, the live one, 20-second delay, you can get in there if you know it before we do. All right, my 3 clues. This is a fall themed one. Oh. The first one is it's a kind of flower, but it's also like something you say that's nice to somebody. It's also the name of Poppa and Olive Oil's baby. And it's, let me give you the other ones. You might get the first one after this one. Okay, the second one is a condiment that usually goes with jelly on a sandwich. People are allergic to it. And then the last one is a vegetable that people like to make like a winter soup out of, and it's actually it's yellow. Mm-hmm. So okay, the first one is then something that people can say to somebody that's like a nice thing to say, or like a loving thing to say, or it's a flower, or it's the name of the baby that Poppa and Olive Oil had. I think
you got it.
I mean, I don't know this first one.
Oh, wait, you got to lock it in if you got the first one. Jaylene, do you have the first one?
I don't.
I don't have the first one. That's the only one I don't have.
Our Pank Papas beat us to it.
Man, a couple of them did. All right. Sweet peanut butter, butternut squash.
Dang, everybody got it. Everybody got it.
Everybody. Everybody. All right, Jaylene, give us yours.
Listen, Lewis, I didn't know what the beginning part either. I knew peanut butter, but I didn't know that the baby was sweet. Okay, anyway, here goes mine. The first part of it is the name of Lewis's open mic. I think we all are going to get that one. The second thing is something you stick into your computer when it's losing battery. Mm-hmm. And then the third is a type of pant that you wear, but it's not made out of denim. It's made out of a material that has like a raised texture. Did I lose everybody on that?
I got it.
What is it?
Voices in Power Corduroy.
Yes. Jeans at the end. Mama Pat, you narrowly missed. Narrowly.
All right, I got another one. This one's easy. Okay, the first one is the name of a baby oinker. It's in the word, so I don't want to say it. A baby oinker. Okay. The second one is a song that's ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, the weather outside. It's about the weather. And then the last one is like what those things that fall out of the sky are.
What?
The first one is a baby. It's the pink thing that Lewis.
Yes, said. Right.
The second one is a Christmas song. And the last thing is the thing that falls from the sky.
What?
Where they at?
Every single person that's in the live audience is saying it.
Piglet.
There it is. Piglet snowflake.
I don't know why I'm struggling.
Piglet, let it snow, snowflake.
I could not get Piglet. I was stuck on pig. So I'm like, what what Christmas song got pig in it?
All right, go, give you a clue.
My gosh. Okay. The first part is the name of Silk Sonic's first hit song.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The second is the type of experience that Voices in Power is.
Uh-huh.
And then the third one is a Black male actor who starred in Creed, Fruitvale Station, and Black Panther 1.
Y'all looking at me. I don't know the first one.
You don't know Silk Sonic? You know Silk Sonic. No, Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, and they say,
I know. I feel like I can see it, but I can't hear it.
"There goes Mama Pat."
Leave the door open, Michael B. Jordan. That's a good one.
I got a train for this.
All right, Jaylee, I think that was the last one. Let's go to our freestyle. And then we'll say goodbye to our friends.
Okay.
This
Here
is
we are
serious.
at the Pank freestyle. So this, low stakes, very low stakes. Justin and I are not. We are not freestylers. Yes, I am a poet, but that does not make me a freestyler. So who is going? Justin, who going?
I'm going to go first,
You're
and then
going
I'll give Lewis your topic, and then Lewis, you'll give Jaylene her topic.
So I'm giving you your topic.
Yep.
So, the topic for you is pig, because you really threw me off with that.
All right. Pig. We oink, we burrow, we roll in the mud. We try our best, and we all want food. It's tricky out here to be a pig, but I'm living my life, living large, living big.
Amazing.
What kind of rhyme is that? That's called something. Food, like when you have it, it's like a close rhyme, but it's not.
No, that's a not rhyme.
That's a not rhyme. All right, Lewis, your topic is going to be holiday.
Holiday. I'm like, when I thought of the first line, I'm like, why is it so cheesy?
Yep.
Please. Yeah.
My favorite part of the holiday is all of the cheer, sitting around the Thanksgiving table, watching people smile from ear to ear. If you listen real closely, the gossips grandma you'll hear about all the aunties who still ain't here.
Oh, yes.
All right, Jaylene, bring us home. Lewis, give Jaylene her topic.
Puzzle pieces.
What? Oh my gosh. Okay. Lord have mercy. Okay. Sometimes life comes at you fast. You got to put together the puzzle pieces. But all the bad things ain't always bad. Sometimes they're sweet like Reese's. Because something that knocked you down, sometimes that brings you up. So when life gets a little troublesome, just be like, I don't give a what. Thank you.
Yeah. the real-time editing. Oh, that's so good.
Listen, my parents are in here. I'm not gonna cuss. Okay.
I know how it is. Lewis, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. Before you go, we just want to flash all of your things here. We know you told us all about what you have coming up. Please follow Lewis on Instagram at I'm super dope _. That's I am SUPERDOPE _. Voices Empowers on TikTok and YouTube at Voices Empower, Instagram and Twitter at Voices Empower _.
Yes.
So,
Our Pank Papas loved you. Mama Pat says, thank you, Lewis. Continue to spread the joy and power of the human voice and spirit.
yes. We need to get, I'm going to be at the next Voices Empower. I'm going to be there in the 2023, and I'm going to take Mama Pat, also an amazing poet, with me, and get her up at the mic. She is going to
That would be amazing.
Powerhouse. Yep.
Yeah, I would love that. Mama Pat, I'm looking forward to meeting you.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Lewis. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Yes.
What an amazing time. What
Yes.
an amazing time. Mama
No,
Pat, it's a date, Justin.
It's a date. I know. I wish I didn't have shows at the time of all these shows.
You will. It will work out.
It will work out.
Can't wait to check out the NY events. Yes, because they do it in the Bronx. So EJ, yes, come through. This was just awesome. Okay, here we are.
Lewis told us about his upcoming events. Now it's our turn to share some things that we are looking forward to in this segment called Pank Forecast. So Jaylene, what do you have coming up?
Oh, what do I have coming up? I have coming up. What I have coming up. I am opening for Rupi Kaur next week, Thursday, December 8th at 8 p.m. at the Miller Theater. Rupi Kaur is an international poet. And yes, I'm very excited to open for her. You can check out the information. Just go to my website, JayleneClarkOwens.com. JayleneClarkOwens.com.
Calm down.
Coming, and you will be able to get tickets. And then the very next day, because you know I love to live a life of busyness, the very next day I will be the feature at Two Lines Philly Poetry Open Mic. The venue is That Perfect Shot Studio here in Philly, and that will take place on Friday, December 9th at 7 p.m. Again, for tickets, the tickets are on Eventbrite, but just go to my website and I'll have all the links there. Justin, what do you have coming up?
All right. So until January 1st, I am on stage in Malvern, PA at People's Light, showing Alice in Wonderland, a panto. It is taking that old story and flipping it on its head. This is super colorful, super pride forward, kind of one of the most diverse casts I've ever been a part of. And it's a loud and proud rendition of this like classic tale. It's Alice is in middle school. She's dealing with her divorced parents. She's having a really rough day in her first day at school. She falls down a rabbit hole, and then everything else happens from there. So please check it out at peopleslight.org, peopleslight.org.
Yes. Okay. Our next episode, we will join you on Wednesday, December 21st at 9 p.m. That will be our holiday episode. So, you know, we always have special guests on holiday episodes. Maybe Mr. and Mrs. Claus might come through. So just, you know, tune in for those shenanigans. And finally, Justin, what is our proverb of the day?
Oh, give me an instance.
You know, we talked a lot about, you know, bad situations actually working out.
Oh, yeah. When the stuff hits the fan, fix it.
When the stuff hits the fan, fix it. Yep, there it is. There is the quote. And one time you said, when the stuff hits the fan, turn the fan off or go in another room.
That also works. Wow, I forgot about that one. I can't even do my own proverbs.
That's right. Well, thank you so much to everyone. We can't do any of this without you. So if you would like to make a donation to help Poppa Pank continue into existence, please feel free to donate. We are on PayPal, we are on Cash App, or you can just email us at poppapank@gmail.com. Our Cash App is, you know, $Poppa Pank. Yeah, and that would be so helpful. Who do we have to thank today, Justin?
All right. Of course, we are going to thank Jordan McCree, who wrote our music. Tracy A. Cash is our studio editor. And Tracy,
It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Trace. We
Happy
love
birthday, Trace. So thank you, Tracy, for everything you do. Happy birthday. We are celebrating you out here on the podcast. And we also want to thank all of our past guests. We want to thank Lewis and you, our followers, our Pank Poppas, who are tuning in with us right now. Please plug us on all the things. And that's it.
Subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, come on. It's so easy. You could just boop, press that little button. All right. With that said, we are going to take off. We love you so much. As Mama Pat says, so glad to be with you again. Love, happy to have you back. Thanks for the smiles, Papa Pank Paul. To all of you, EJ can't wait to cheer for Rupee. It's going to be great. We love you all. Ookie. Bye.
Bye.